It's the Scotty Ray Report, reliable, fast, and true. Headlines, weather, local news, he brings it all to you. From the courthouse to the back roads, he don't miss a thing. Traffic storms, communities, on top of everything. Bringing you the news you need at home or on your drive. Listen in, it's Scotty Ray time.
And good morning. It's already Monday once again, April the 20th. We do welcome you in. It's a beautiful Monday.
Happy Skunk Day.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you how I feel about that situation.
So where do you think 420 originated?
Some dope heads is my best bet. They're hippies.
Where would you think?
About Woodstock, they were all high as a kite, and somebody probably
a little
said.
bit after that. What state?
I don't know.
What comes to mind?
California's pretty high.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
So this was some
hippies,
some kids that wanted to go look for a supposed cannabis farm that was hid. Right.
In other words,
they would meet after class at 4:20 in the afternoon to go on their little scavenger hunt. So for code, they'd all say, "Hey, 420," and then it kind of stuck, and now it's a
dope holiday
on April 20th at 4:20 in the afternoon. Everybody grabs your own personal skunk.
I'm against it. I'm just.
Take a guess.
A man has got to have some standards in life, and I hate to get deep into those kind of things, but that stuff irritates me. I'm just here to tell you.
You ought to get you a little Scotty Ray skunk and take around with you today.
It's a stinkiness.
As you go around, hit the little button and it sprays perfume.
and I honestly don't know this of what is legal and what's not. Is the skunk the legal or is it the illegal? Because I smell skunks every day.
So here's the flower's legal, and you can legally smoke it. Now you can't drive around with it. You can't smoke
the skunk.
There's different odors, but skunks are, I guess, most popular. And that is, you can smoke it at your home and then go out into public, knowing you smell like that. But how many people that smell like skunk actually have a reason to have a card if they've got a card either?
I don't know, about 90% of Meridian does it, though, because I smell them every day. So. Breaking news, if we got an accident, and no, this is not coming from Clayton Cobbler. This is the real deal here.
At least it's not April Fool.
Yeah. Old Highway 80 West, we've got an accident with injuries at Sand Hill Road. Now, that's all we know at this point. We're just getting this in. It was just sent in to us. Again, Old Highway 80 West, and I'll look this up on a calendar. On the calendar.
We're going to get that on a calendar.
We'll look at this on the map here in just a moment so that you'll be able to see this. Sand Hill.
Sand Hill. So, yeah, that's where 420 came from, and it was meant to give people who need that type of medication to get it. And but like everything else, people are taking it to the extreme. You give them an inch, they take a mile.
They do. And I hadn't exactly found Sand Hill Road. I'll have to do something else. It just showed me Highway 80, but it is going to be west of here as we look at this. Here's Highway 80 right here out of Meridian, and I'll have to spend a little time. There's Lakeland. This could be on this side of it. I'm not quite sure where it would be, but we'll piddle around and figure out where this is here in a minute. There's Pickford Lake. It's not just popping out real quick. Somebody may be familiar with that road quicker than I am, but we'll get you that here in just a moment and let you know where that accident is. It is in Lauderdale County. We do know that. So that's going to be somewhere most likely out past the truck stop.
Yeah, out that way.
So we'll get more information on that. A lot went on this weekend. We got all the details of what went on, and we'll give you as much information as we know. We had some great times. We had some sad times over the weekend. And we'll get all those to you. We're going to hear from Don here in a minute. Paint the Plaza purple, a big event. Seemed like yesterday it was just started, but it's turned into a big event now. And you are purple over there. What'd you do this weekend?
Well, Dan is wearing purple.
I said Don, didn't I?
It's a lot nicer than I
At
get
least
called.
got 3 letters in it,
take it.
so we're getting back.
Whoops. Sorry about that.
We're good. Yeah, it's the 4th year. It's grown every year thanks to this town.
Flown,
hasn't it? Yeah. It's been great. It keeps on being successful, so God says keep going. So, I mean, the town has made it easy. I don't hear very many no's, so it's great. And
it started with your idea, did it not?
It did, yeah.
We're proud of you. You've done well with it.
Thank you. And like I said, the old story, we're literally sitting having a discussion with Charles Fraser at Weidman's, friend of mine, and I just asked, this is why it's on a Tuesday night here 4 years later. I said, if I filled up your restaurant on a night where, it's not normally busy, would you donate 10%? And he said yes. If he'd said no right there, then probably nothing ever happens out of it.
But it went from that.
Yes, and then, I was lucky enough to have relationships with some other restaurant managers in town, and it grew. And, that first year we were hoping to make a couple $100. We made $13,000, and to last year, 3rd year, we raised $43,000. We were one of the largest, outside of the walks, one of the largest fundraisers in the world, one of the top 50 fundraisers in the world for Alzheimer's.
That is
on a Tuesday night in Meridian. So that speaks to this town. That speaks to our community and how giving they can be when they get behind it. And this year it seemed like I was explaining what it was a lot less. It seems like it's grown to that point. So.
Oh yeah, when you hear the purple, you just think purple you.
So yeah, it's been really good. It was fun because Sunday morning before church, and the Meridian Fire Department was nice enough. I noticed saw the post to help me get on the roof right there because I came up with a crazy idea of hanging the sponsor banner, which is now 15 feet long thanks to Imprints. They printed that for me, and but they helped me. We got it up there, so we already have.
That's
the sponsor
fantastic.
Banner. It is. It's fun, but I have my career, but then I have the passion, and this disease picked on my parents, like so many of us. And
dealing with it with my mom right now.
I'm sorry, Obie. It's a special help.
It's tough.
It's awful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. We got more coming up. How you can help, where it's going to be, and the times and all that. We'll get all that information here in a minute.
And there's what better way to help but help yourself?
That's correct. It's all underway. And again, we want to remind you of the accident, Highway 80 West, just outside Meridian. Let me make sure I say the road correctly because I seem to be stumbling, don't I? I've got a map here. Hang on here.
Uh-oh.
This is going to be right by the stockyards. That's what I'm getting.
Oh, is that little old bitty road that goes around?
Must be, yeah, right there at the stockyards.
All right, they're going to be the Lost Gap area.
Yep. So
Wayne normally joins us. I bet he's on the road.
He'd have to be.
To work right now.
Yep. So there you go. Y'all be careful. There she sits right there. See, there's the stockyards right there. It's right there.
Yeah. So that's that little old dirt road right beside the stockyard. So
I didn't catch
kind of right
it.
there in that curve.
Yeah, that would be right there. It is.
Well, Sand Hill.
Snap. I just didn't zoom in quick enough. Here's the exit getting off I-20 there. This is exit 129. And you get off, take that right-hand turn, and probably, we're just guessing here, someone turned out. And that's how most of these things happen.
Or that curve. We've had a few in that curve. People are going too fast through there.
And I'm not sure if it's one or two vehicles involved with it. Let's see if we can figure that out.
So to our good listener out there who's sending in stuff, is it one or two?
We appreciate that. We'll be back with more details on this. But if you normally get off on that exit, come on in to mile marker 151 to get off to come into Meridian. Just avoid that because you could be in traffic for a little ways, and that's a little narrow road.
Yeah, it really is, and I hope there's no 18-wheelers on it.
Man, Highway 80 is. I think my eyes were as big as her eyes. That day I was out there on that road, and I come around the curve, and there was a lady standing right in the middle of the road with a buggy. And there was a car coming, and my brakes went to squalling, and it just kind of right up to the front of that buggy. I needed some underwears.
How do you think she felt?
We'll be right back.
For over 40 years, you've been able to count on Watt Equipment in DeKalb, Mississippi. They've got your Massey Ferguson's brand new 23 up to 135 horse cab and air tractors. They've got all your hay equipment needs, all your bush hogs. If your tractor needs it, they got it. Also remember, they service all makes and models, whether it's green, orange, blue, red, or yellow. They can get your parts in, they can do your service on your equipment. Don't forget Watt Equipment, DeKalb, Mississippi.
If your car needs any kind of maintenance, see our friends at Eastgate Tire Service in Meridian, Mississippi. They've been doing this for over 35 years. It started out with Matthew's dad, and they're still doing business today. That's tires, oil changes, brakes, shocks, AC work. If you need an alignment, they've got that as well. You'll find them there in Meridian. Drop in today. See them at Eastgate Tire Service, 601-482-1432 on Dale Drive.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call...
Well, Mississippi finally won something.
Uh-oh.
You can finally say, they've already got the cartoons out, that Mississippi is usually listed as last in everything. Did you realize that the average Mississippian now makes more than the average UK citizen? So,
Poor UK.
they're
King for food.
they're saying in jokes that you better eat that because there's people in Britain who'd love to have that. That's what Mississippi mamas are saying. And really, that's the first time that's happened. They are truly coming apart in the UK, Britain, as we see that Christianity is making its exit. Now, they can be affected by this, and don't y'all be shaken one way. It could happen here. If you stand by and let this take place, it will happen here. What is that we're hearing in New York about right now on those speakers?
It's a mass exodus.
No, I'm talking about what they play every day, 5 times a day.
And you see what it's doing to them.
It is.
Leaving.
But that can happen elsewhere. It's just like cancer. It starts here and it goes out, and that's the plan.
Yep.
There's things that I can remember as a little boy that would have been unheard of. Now it's just common. After you see it so many times after it's broadcasted, it makes you insensitive to it.
That's right.
And that's the plan that they do with all of this. So don't be fooled. Stand your ground.
But we got a warning. We knew it was going to happen because Paul Harvey told the story.
Oh, he did. He did.
Exactly how he would do it if he was the devil.
Were the devil.
This is the way it's ending.
That may have been 1965, but that man had a way of knowing the future of what would come.
And how it was going to be done.
He did. And strong, y'all.
And now we're bringing some Bible reading back. You know, our church sponsors it. We didn't just do this. There were some more churches. But the 24-hour Bible reading marathon started on a Wednesday and it ends up Saturday. You read it until it's done. That's coming in October, I believe, if I have that right. But now we've got President bringing back Bible reading in America.
Well, the Bible speaking's this week in Washington this morning, and he'll be reading tomorrow night, as they said. Mm-hmm. Which, you just in the past just hadn't heard of a president doing it.
No.
Does he sin? Absolutely, y'all. Because
we've only had one person that didn't.
That's
and he's
correct.
Not with us anymore, except by spirit, because he's right here with us. Mm-hmm. He's right here with everybody. But he was the only one to ever walk without sin. The rest of us do every day.
I often think, as I see Bojack, he said, I'm watching from Obadiah this morning. I often think, who come up with the name Obadiah? Anybody know where that come from?
I'm not really sure.
Biblical.
But
it's biblical.
It is biblical? That's where it come from, Obadiah?
Yeah.
Zero, is that biblical too? I'm just curious.
No, that means none.
But, as you look around, there's always a little town, you go, how in the world did they get that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got Obadiah, and then right on down the road, you got Bethlehem. And we've got some more biblical names out 493 in between here and Kemper.
I didn't know about Bethlehem here locally.
What else is it? What's the
I
other
had to
one?
come from upstate New York to Zero, Mississippi to find a woman crazy enough to marry me. So I'm glad it was there.
Speaking of little roads there, and this is named this because of the former judge, if I am not mistaken there. I was out early Sunday morning with Tommy Coker. He's a deputy of the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department. He beat me there. We had somebody tangled in it looked like a power line. It ended up being a guide wire. As Tommy's giving assistance there, this is Bunton Gun Road. I think this used to be right in front of where the judge used to live there. But he backs up. He finally gets out of that wire and gets on to church there. It was all up in the road there. And again, this stuff can just a reminder of when it is windy the night before. Always keep in mind that this stuff can happen. Knock down a tree and you come around, and there's no way to get away from it. But Tommy got to the scene, helped him out there. The power company came on out and clipped and snipped and got it out of the way.
Said, you're all right.
And Stanley showed up to the scene, assessed it, and he decided he was going to get coffee.
So he needed some of that wake-up juice.
Yes, sir, Bob. Let's see here. A few other things that went on this weekend. Now, where was I going? Which one?
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about this because we had an accident on Friday afternoon in the Clarkdale community, and let me pull this up and show everybody what went on with this. Now, if you will notice, let me pause this for a moment. I want to back this up and show you this. Now, again, when we arrived on scene, the driver of the vehicle was alert. Was he hurt? Absolutely. But I don't think anybody truly understood the extent of the injuries at the time. He was trapped up against, as the steering wheel and all kind of got pushed back on him there, and as they got him out, his foot was kind of hung in there. And man, that hurt. Have you ever in your life truly felt for someone? And I did that moment as they were getting out of that vehicle. That was painful. And we would learn later, after he got out of this and was taken to the hospital, he had to be airlifted to Jackson due to some damage here.
Wow.
Some serious knee pains is what we were damaged there from some family members. And I think in the end he's going to be all right now. But it was touch and go there. When the accident happened, it looked just like some minor injuries. And I think I even said there in the beginning it was minor because that's what it looked like.
Internal.
Right.
Till you get checked out.
But I want you to look at this. This is where the rig is. Now, you see where that is sitting. And let me hit play here. This Jeep, say it was going 40 miles an hour, gets at a dead stop, gets pushed all the way back to there. The 18-wheeler stopped right where the accident happened. The Jeep hit it and then bounced backwards this far.
Wow.
And you've got that momentum of going forward. Think of being on a lawnmower and you think you're fixing to go forward and it's in reverse, how it jerks you. Imagine how this was.
Oh, yeah.
And again, he's going to be all right in the end. But look at this. I want you to look
at science people. That inertia hurt.
Yeah. Miracle here. And can you imagine? And we got some still pictures of this too. As you look at that.
I mean, the good thing on that is it did absorb a lot of energy and took some of that energy away. But man, that's tough right there.
So again, one of those blessings I think is the way to put on this. That this young man walked away from this. His family members came there a little bit later on to the scene, and he was rushed away to get medical treatment. We're glad that he's going to be okay, but it was an initial scare there for a little while.
Oh yeah.
And so y'all keep him, because the road to recovery. It doesn't matter if they tell you, hey, you're going to live. He's going to be limping for a little while. Y'all know how that works.
Yeah, continue to pray for a fast recovery for him, for sure.
Ooh, I know. So keep that in mind. What was I going to?
I'm going to need recovery for a friend of mine. Because when he gets back, he's probably going to be mad at me. But y'all heard me talk about Woody and how much training he does with the dive team. And we've sent him to Fayetteville, West Virginia to do some...
There's banjos up there.
I think he's going to find them. He's doing swift water training. And I talked to him Saturday. They started class, and he said it was in the classroom. Yesterday, he had to swim across Class 2 rapids, and today they're hitting Class 3 and 4. They're having to swim across it. It's one of their tests. And he told me the other day, he said, it's getting cold. It was like 50 degrees. And I said, you poor thing. Well, he just sent me a text. He said it's snowing on him. And so now they're having to get in the water and swim. And the water's already freezing cold up there.
Yeah,
and so poor fella. Woody, you taking one for the team. Y'all pray for Woody. Y'all pray for me when he makes it back. He's going to be mad.
Good luck with all that. We had a true loss this weekend, and although I didn't know him personally, I almost feel like I lost a friend because there have been so many country songs written by this guy. And this is only a few of the songs, and you're going to know some of these that I'm going to call out as we go back to remember this guy here, Don Schlitz, if you'll remember that name. What a writer. Who doesn't know these words that rang out on a warm summer's eve, on a train bound for nowhere?
Yeah,
Kenny Rogers. The Gambler. What an incredible song. And we get into this list. Let me pull this up. Forever and Ever, Amen, Randy Travis. Do y'all remember that? He wrote that. When You Say Nothing at All, Keith Whitley's song. On the Other Hand, There's a Golden Band. Randy Travis. Oh, my gosh. Deeper Than the Holler. 40-Hour Week by Alabama. I Think About You, Colin Ray. That wasn't the biggest hit, but it was a hit for Colin Ray. We get into I Feel Lucky. Remember Dwight Yoakam in the corner? That was a big hit for her. Houston's Solution by Ronnie Millsap. I Know Where I'm Going. The Judds. Let's see here.
Oh, I watched it all on my radio. Yeah.
Lionel Cartwright, he opened up for George Strait here in Meridian at Ray Stadium many, many moons ago. Also, if you remember, Tanya Tucker, I Won't Take Less Than Your Love. Big hit there. Midnight Girl, My Old School by John Conley. And this list just keeps on going and going that he did. Country Music Hall of Famer. Got sick, went to the hospital, and it was quick. They haven't released what the cause of the death was. He was 73, and what a writer he was. That's got to be pretty cool to write a song that no matter where you go, anybody in the room would know the words to.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So just a legend. That truly is a legend. I do not, of course, have that talent, and I respect those that have that. Have you ever written a song?
Oh, high school.
High school?
Yeah. It didn't make the charts.
It didn't make the charts.
It was just a ditty back then, wasn't it?
All right, we'll be right back as we'll get some more information about Paint the Plaza. That's coming next here at the Scotty Ray Report. Those LS tractors are rolling in to Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 in Sicalina. Keith and the gang will have a LS tractor that fits your needs, from a professional end of it, or maybe it's just deer plots that you need a tractor for. Starting at a 26 horsepower, 40 horsepower, or even larger. Don't forget to ask about that 0% financing as well. Parts, a new tractor, or a tall tale. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494 in Collinsville. Call them at 626-8759. That's Freeman Tractor. Rockhouse Gun and Pound, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rockhouse Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rockhouse Gun and Pawn. The Scotty Ray Report studio is sponsored by Environment Masters, providing hassle-free heating and cooling, plumbing, and electrical services since 1957, and now serving Meridian homeowners.
On a hot day chasing crime in Meridian, to make a man thirsty, there's no better way than an ice-cold Coca-Cola to quench your thirst.
Or an ice-cold Diet Coke if you prefer that flavor.
No matter where you're at, stop by a local store and support that store and Meridian Coca-Cola. They're supporting us every day.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with the entire gang, as we get ready for this big event coming to Paint the Plaza. Purple.
Yes.
Yes.
And,
yeah. Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow
Tell
night.
us what time and how do we help? And what are you doing to make this? How are you raising funds? Let's ask that.
Gotcha. So with any fundraiser, the main punch comes from sponsors, and the sponsor list has grown tremendously this year. Got that on the social media, but we're up between product sponsors, people that donate things like pretty presentations and chairs, Mid-South Welding and Helium, Michael Phillips, at Sleepy Teas donating the T-shirts. So everybody donates, and that helps too. So between those sponsors and other sponsors, we're over 90 this year in only the 4th year. So the banner, wouldn't fit on a small one. So we got that great big 15-foot
Right.
banner, like I told you, on the wall this year. So it was a great problem. It's a fun thing.
Yeah.
4 years to have that problem. But the way you help is, it's the best fundraiser in the world. You don't have to get up and walk anywhere. You got to go out to dinner on Tuesday night and enjoy any of the wonderful downtown restaurants we have downtown. Ace, I'm going to leave one out here, but they got the Brick House and Bill Arling House there. Don Peace down there. They're doing great food down there in the Cajun. This year, the 3-Foot Hotels, and you got 601 in the Boxcar. Obviously, Harvest, Weidman's. We're really excited about Fair on 8th being in it this year. If you haven't had their food, you got to try it. And then down, John Purdy and the 3-Foot Brewing Company. All of them are going to be donating, 10% of their profits
That's
towards
great.
the Alzheimer's Association when you get your check. Okay, there's going to be a little card in there that says, "Hey, thanks for coming out and supporting Paint the Plaza Purple. Tip your server, now tip to punch the devil in the nose." There'll be a little QR code. Just scan that. And if everybody that goes out to dinner that night, just whatever they tip, they add that, and do that again for Alzheimer's. Man, we're going to raise a couple more $1,000, to punch this devil in the nose. So it is a fundraiser. We will have Magnolia and Mitchell and Coca-Cola are nice enough to donate products that we'll have for sale in the plaza. I even pay the tax on those, so every single dollar that's spent is going directly to the Alzheimer's
That's
Association.
good.
So you can come and enjoy live music there. We got Daniel House. He's performed for me before. And we got Timmy Seegers and a Black Sheep. And Timmy,
Both of them
really, I
are
have
awesome.
Timmy to thank for starting this off. Timmy's a friend of mine. He performed at the very first one, and the musicians have really gotten behind this. Grayson Culpepper's going to share his talents with everybody down at 3-Foot Brewing Company. We're going to have Ford Sharman's going to be at A's. So a Tuesday night, you got live entertainment, you got everything going on. The forecast couldn't be better.
That's right.
And it's a night to come together and punch the devil in the nose.
Let's see, Tuesday night, cloudy, low around 57. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
That's going to be perfect. Somebody's already said they got one thing against you already.
What's that?
Said you're a great guy and you were their therapist.
Oh, yeah.
But for some reason, you're a Patriots fan, they said.
Yeah. I'll get over it. We'll just go back and polish all those
Will you?
Lombardi trophies, and we'll get over it.
But yeah, what you've got here, and I mean, this is awesome. And OJ, she said that you owe her money for the picture that she took the other day. Said she needs her percentage. But
We did take a picture
OJ,
together.
She is always in the middle of doing anything like this. And Charles is always going to support people at Brick House, all of them. And go by. Don't just make this your first time to go and your last time to go. Visit all of these places downtown, but definitely do it tomorrow night.
Absolutely. I mean, if you haven't, downtown got a bad rep for a lot of years, but right now, our downtown, you can go.
Yeah.
I mean, if you told me, 20 years ago, you're going to go downtown and there's 7 or 8 great restaurants you can walk around to and have a great time, an amazing food experience, you'd have been like, yeah, whatever. But I mean, we have that.
Yes, we do.
have that in our downtown.
Of anything.
Of
I mean,
anything. Yeah, so
no
it's
matter
just-
what kind of food you want.
And so it is thriving. So that was the idea behind it.
And we
It was a
expect
win-win.
that to grow, too.
Amen.
It's
Yeah.
not through, yeah.
Yeah, so the idea behind it was a win-win, the win for our downtown communities and a win for fighting this disease.
Just a recap here. Dan, I want you to explain how you'd mentioned your parents. How bad was it?
Awful.
What can you tell us?
So my mom started showing signs and symptoms 13 years ago. My mom's delay has been slow onset. There's some people that progress very rapidly through it and some slow. About 4 years ago when I was having that conversation with Charles, my dad started showing signs and symptoms. My dad's wasn't slow. My mom is technically alive and still with us, but she's been end stage now for about 2.5 years. We got the phone call 2.5 years ago that it was going to be any day. That's a lot of any days. She is still alive. My brother has to deal with 95% of dealing and caring for mom because of geography, and he's there.
Right.
So one reason I started this was out of the feeling of guilt that I got to do something to help, to fight back. So part of this is a way for me to deal with my own guilt of not being there, being able to help Patrick dealing with all that. But the disease went very fast with Dad. We lost Dad last year. So that's another motivational thing for me.
And I understand.
Mom's is fairly slow right now.
My mother has it, and I know so many. It's like cancer. It
is.
You're going to know somebody that's affected by this disease.
But if we have time, this is a very exciting time to be fighting this devil right now, because we are making this devil blink. There is now a biomarker blood test that you can take that can show elevated levels of tau, T-A-U protein, up to 20 years before you ever notice the first symptoms.
Is it?
Wow.
Tell me if you know this. Is it hereditary if your parents have it?
The answer is...
Are you likely?
Yes, there is a hereditary component. There is a nature component. We know that lifestyle changes can make a difference and actually delay or prevent cognitive decline.
And now there's a 20-year head start of knowing if you need to start changing this.
That's where we're at. So we have this test. And not only do we have the test to know if it's coming, we're like, why would I want to know it's coming? Well, now we have the treatments to prevent those clots from ever forming. It's not a cure. We didn't cure polio, we prevented it, okay?
Correct.
But if I can tell if I'm going to get it and get the medicines, then I never develop the plaques, I don't get the disease.
You beat
i.e.,
it.
that's a cure.
Yeah,
I don't get
I'm
it.
with you.
Don't
However you want to look at it.
So what happened in 1971, the science was there for the mammogram. It was approved, FDA approved. 21 years later, in 1992, it wasn't until then the government finally said, okay, every woman over the age of 40 gets an annual mammogram, until it was covered. Our goal right now as an association is to not have a 21-year gap and have all those people die needlessly. So right now we need this funding more than ever. The science is advancing even more rapidly. The treatments that we have that are preventing these plaques are developing by the week, by the month. And that's another exciting thing. We're going to have representatives from the Mind Center at the event this year. People don't know this. 90 miles down the road at UMMC is one of the nation's leading research centers for Alzheimer's. 90 minutes away, and nobody in our town even knows it. They're going to be there that night to help, talk about what they can do and help you. But this is an exciting time. We have this thing by the throat, and you don't let it get up when you got it by the throat. So now the goal is get this legislation passed. People aren't going to like this, but we need money to go to lobbyists, because that's how you get crap done in this country.
It is.
So we need to raise funds right now, because we have these. We need to get this approved and keep people from getting this needlessly at this point.
So what we're getting at is we need to go eat. We need to get some food in our belly. We need to get some extra money going to this. Then we go to the plaza and take part in the information that you'll be sharing.
Amen. Or if you show up at the restaurant and Charles says there's an hour and a half wait, you enjoy live music while you're waiting for your table to get ready and hang out at the plaza. Because now we can walk. You can walk around. You take that drink place to place with you and just enjoy it, because it's literally going to be purple. Citizens Bank is nice enough. They're going to their remodel. They're going to have that bank purple. We're going to have. It's going to be a fun night for very good cause. And 8 o'clock is the one part of the night it is emotional, the lighting of the luminaries. So we are going to have a moment of silence at 8 o'clock. We're going to light those luminaries, but we're looking at we're looking down the road where we're not going to be adding luminaries. And,
that's good news.
Goal, yeah.
There you go. We got more coming up about this, how you can help out. It will happen tomorrow night, downtown Meridian. We'll be right back as we'll talk about some incidents that happened over the weekend, shootings. We'll cover that next here at the Scotty Ray Report. Those LS tractors are rolling in to Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 in Cicalina. Keith and the gang will have a LS tractor that fits your needs, from a professional end of it, or maybe it's just deer plots that you need a tractor for. Starting at a 26 horsepower, 40 horsepower, or even larger. Don't forget to ask about that 0% financing as well. Parts, a new tractor, or a tall tale. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494 in Collinsville. Call them at 626-8759. That's Freeman Tractor. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rock House Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rock House Gun and Pawn. The Scotty Ray Report studio is sponsored by Environment Masters, providing hassle-free heating and cooling, plumbing, and electrical services since 1957, and now serving Meridian homeowners.
On a hot day chasing crime in Meridian, to make a man thirsty, there's no better way than an ice-cold Coca-Cola to quench your thirst.
Or an ice-cold Diet Coke if you prefer that flavor.
No matter where you're at, stop by a local store and support that store and Meridian Coca-Cola. They're supporting us every day.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie as we begin today. Let's go ahead and address this as we get into, there was a shooting Friday as we get into this. And I would take off, and I was very, very cautious as we found the ambulance and the fire truck on the side of the road at 29th Avenue and 20th Street is where this is. And this actually, where everything is stopped here, is about 30th Avenue. This is 20th Street here. And I parked on the side of the road there near the store and walked down with this. And we had a gunshot victim that would be transported from a private car to an ambulance to be taken on to the hospital is what was going on there while the road was blocked. And I had gotten word that the shooting happened at another location. But again, I was cautious until I could confirm. And then we did confirm this. It did happen at Highland Park. As we would leave there, we would go on up to Highland Park. And as you'll take a look here, this is in and about where it happened. As we see the Meridian Police Department on scene as they were investigating the shooting, the person was shot in this area here. I do believe that they're going to pull through. Everything's going to work out in the end. We hadn't gotten an update in the last little bit, but tough thing to happen. Do people get very concerned? I spoke to a father who was there, very concerned that this would happen there in the park, and it did happen. You need to be aware of that. As we get more information on that, we hadn't gotten a press release from the city of Meridian on it. We don't know if anyone's been caught, who it was that did this, but they would escape. Now, let's fast forward to after that. I believe this was the 18th would be, if I'm not mistaken, Saturday. I wanted to make sure I had this right. I had just gone out to Russell, and they were doing a celebration for firefighters, like a family fun day, and we were standing there, and I got a phone call that said, hey, you need to come town pretty quick. I think there's been a shooting. So off we went, and sure enough, right down from Northcrest Baptist Church would be another shooting, and this happens a lot in that area. As we get down there, now originally I couldn't tell, and let me show you this. This is where the crime tape was put on, and we'll look at the pictures here in a second. But I couldn't tell if it was at the gas station or at the car wash there for the first few minutes. Now, as we get closer to this, as you'll see, police are over at the store. It was gunfire that happened all through here. From what I'm gathering, the car passed through here and fired shells. And if you will look, what do we see? Brass. Let me show you another picture of the brass. Where did it go? There it is. There's one right there, and I had more pictures, I thought, here in this pile here. But I counted 18 pieces of brass that was inside there. And this would come from some form, Odie, of a AR-style weapon. Now, again, the person that was struck, very fortunate that it wasn't worse.
Wow. Yeah.
No word yet, no confirmation as to actual how many times they were struck, but we are assuming that it was multiple times. But 2 cars, I was told by witnesses, drove off. So it sounds like it was a targeted event that took place there. But I got a lot of pictures here of those shell casings there. But fortunate someone didn't lose their life there. Broad daylight. And this happened. This was right around, I'm going to say noon, if I remember right. No, it was 1 o'clock because I had gotten to Russell at 1. So this was right around 1, maybe 5 minutes after. 12:56.
That's over by Mama.
Yes. And multiple shots were fired. And look, neighbors don't want this either. No. And to my knowledge, no one has been caught on this yet. Now, they may have figured out who it is. We just are not aware of it. But there were 2 shootings that took place in the city limits of it. All right, let me go here and see if I... Aha. That's those shell casings there that I was talking about. And that is from an AR-style type weapon. That would be either 223, 5.56, somewhere along in there. But there were is the word strode? Strode. Yeah. Okay. I don't like the way that sounds, so I use my own language on
strode word. Well, you just throw it out there.
Yep, there you go. But a serious matter. nonetheless, and fortunate that no one lost their life in this. Hard to believe that. Coming up, we're going to tell you about what went down in Newton. Whole bunch of people showed up in Newton. We'll tell you what went down at the local no-tell, because somebody told. We'll tell you about that next.
Yeah, our system went out at the worst possible time, so we called environment masters, and the technician came out pretty quickly, did a lot of troubleshooting. He explained to me what the issue was, and it turned out it was an easy fix, and had us up pretty quickly.
Our technicians don't just pass a test and then go to work. We have continuous on-site training both on equipment and customer care. Our senior technicians each have decades of experience and are always available. There's literally nothing that our team hasn't seen, so you can trust we know what we are doing. That's hassle-free plumbing and AC.
Spring is here, grass is growing, and your mower, yeah, it's still not ready. Don't fight it another season. Head to Parrish Tractor for our Kubota zero-turn spring deals. Right now, you can get into a new Kubota zero-turn Z232 KW42 mower for just $5,299 or as low as $125 a month. More than a tractor store.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Chris McKee. Let me address this. Chris made a comment that we need to talk about this. He put people get shot, people do die, but cold cases stay cold. Kelly McKee. I was there at the scene of that shooting. I remember it like it was yesterday, just off Highway 39, when she would be found in a bed with a wound from a, if I remember, and I'll call it alleged, since I don't have the file in front of me, Glock. Hit somewhere in the leg. She died from this. It was, nothing's been done. Nothing at all has been done. We wait, we want to know more about this. Is there more to it? On paper, we don't have anything more. Is there a lot of suspicion? Yes. We would like to know where this is, and we hadn't gotten an update on this. This is, I don't know, how many years has this been now?
It's been 4 or 5. I know Ann and Doyle and Chris and the rest of Kelly's family are working at this and pushing for this, and it's not easy. I see Doyle every now and then, and we sit and talk, and Ann's brought it up, but definitely you hate to see a cold case continue to stay cold. And it's not just this one. It's many other cases out there that didn't get solved.
It is.
One just over the, I guess, last week was found guilty for a senseless murder that took place in 2021, I believe. And he was sentenced to life in prison without parole. That just happened, I guess, last week here in Lauderdale County. But definitely more needs to be, the ability to be done. And our courts are full.
We want this one solved.
But yeah, this one is not right. For this to happen.
I just had a concerned citizen text me and said that the new "I will send you a ticket" in the mail from the city of Meridian is now up and operating this morning in front of Lamar School. So if you're out that way, they're sending tickets in the mail if you pass by speeding.
It will take your picture.
So in other words, don't go to Meridian is what that says. I'm picking on Meridian today.
Well.
Now again, and before anybody goes, "Whoa, you're running down schools," no, I'm not. No one wants anyone to speed in front of a school. I just don't think it needs to be a receipt in the mail from a radar gun like that. If the police are there, that is fine, and I think that's the way it ought to be policed. This is just not stood up in court anywhere in the United States. The city of Meridian is now doing this. You may agree with me, you may not agree with me. I don't feel that this is right. And again, it was voted on by the city council 4-1. And that's the way it is. It is set up in front of Lamar this morning. And again, the fine print says that basically this could be done anywhere in town. That it's not. It was passed as going to schools, but it can and will be anywhere around town, giving out electronic tickets to you in the mail. So there we go. More of this will be talked about, but that's what is happening there. Shirley has awoken. We're not saying it looks pretty. She probably hasn't combed her hair. And
look, it's almost festival time, and we're going to be out and about. And she's going to come up with something.
I mean, keep the shades closed. We don't want neighbors getting scared. And for heaven's sake, don't go for a walk without brushing that hair. As I mentioned, early Sunday morning, we went to pay a visit over with our friends in Newton County, and I couldn't help but, as taking the exit, notice that the large amount of police hanging out getting donuts over at the Newton Junction. I thought, well, I need to join them.
For a donut.
We didn't stay there long.
Oh.
Yeah, all of a sudden, the cavalry took off. So I followed the cavalry. And here's what I found as we go here across the street. And let's pull this open, and so you can see this. Let me back this up. I want to show all of this as we do this. Right here, somebody's supposed to get escorted down right here in their BBDs. This is what happens when you go rob a store in Carthage, allegedly rob a store in Carthage, Mississippi. They brought the whole SWAT team out to handle the situation. We spoke with the police chief there, McKenzie, there at Newton. We got the interview there.
Poor fella. I was just trying to get some sleep.
That's what he was doing. It didn't last long, though. They're escorting over here. They'll stick him in the back of the patrol car.
So you go in here.
And did you see that little move right there where the camera went up and down? That's what happens when there's dew and you're wearing cowboy boots. But we caught it. That did happen. Everybody was laughing behind me. But
you like to slip and had it on film, huh?
Yeah, it would have been the sky view there for a second. My, oh my, oh my. So that happened in Newton this weekend. And if you were passing by, that's what the hoopla was. And it was a heap of them showed up there. Sheriff's Department assisted Newton PD and then the SWAT team, and I'm sure there were some other folks there that I didn't even recognize. But
I don't know how many they got, but I know how many they used.
And here we go. This was, let me turn around. This was part of the live thing that we did here. I was just going to show some still pictures here.
Yeah, we've ridden in that bad boy back.
You sure have. Sheriff parked there in front there as the cavalry arrived there that morning. And it is, and let me say this about this. Each one of these departments that have a SWAT team train, and to watch it unfold is like nothing you've ever watched before. These guys are professionals. They know what they're doing, and they do exactly what their job entails. And proud of them. They've done a fantastic job there. We also, as we go to Scott County, we've had a death there. We're waiting to get the name. That name has not been released. But we would know that in Scott County, they're investigating a deadly murder that happened on Langs Mill Road there in Forest. They have a gunshot victim at a restaurant. They have confirmed that we should get the name today after all family is notified 100%. We want to make sure that is taken care of. And we'll handle that. We'll get that out sometime today. So God bless whatever happened. We don't know the circumstances at this point. And also, we'll talk more about this as we get more information. We had from Morton, a high school student, lose their life in a car accident over the weekend.
That's tough. Prayers for sure.
So there we go. We got more to come. We're going to speak to Dan another time here as he gets rallies and gets everybody ready to come out and be purple for 24 hours. We'll be right back.
Bring on long days, sweltering heat, and acres that just won't end. Exmark mowers were born to deliver legendary reliability, signature cut quality, and stubborn durability that refuses to give in. Because like you, Exmark mowers were built for this. Visit your local dealer or explore an X-Mark online for special finance offers available now.
When your windshield cracks, you need someone you can trust. At Advanced Auto Glass by Joey, experience matters. We handle everything from rock chips to full replacements, even power window repair, servicing all vehicle types. Let us keep you safe and back on the road. We are local, proud to serve you with honest, reliable service. Call us today at 601-286-3405. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey, certified, trusted, local.
Hi folks, Paul Brown with Dixie Buildings. We're here to take care of all your building needs for your personal and your business needs. That includes portable buildings, carports, sheds. Don't forget your hunting camps are coming in. You can start out with our 8x10s. If we cannot haul it, we can.
Welcome back, your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, as we've got Dan in with us as he talks about the plaza. It's going to be a great night to raise money downtown Meridian. Dumont, I didn't say that yet. Maybe, I don't know.
It is. It's center right at Dumont Plaza right there. It's all been redone. They did a great job with that down there if nobody's seen it. So it's really pretty. So
somebody had brought up, and we talked about luminaries. Can people purchase a luminary, and how do they do that?
Absolutely. There'll be a purple tent. Right? You come to the purple tent. That's where all the kind of the money and the donations will take place, where you buy your beverage tickets, where you can purchase T-shirts. We have Nick Makersack from Northwood Country Club has donated a nice bottle of bourbon. We're going to do a little silent auction for that. Lots of different things are going to take place. We have the T-shirts, like I said, that Sleepy Tees, Michael Phillips were nice enough to donate, so that all of that goes to profit too. The luminaries are $10, a $10 donation. We'll get your name on there and have them up, and we'll light those right at dusk and have that going at 8 o'clock. The T-shirts are $15 that night. So. If God gives me the strength and willingness, we're going to do a new T-shirt next year. I've kept it. We've had the same T-shirt for 4 years because I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't know if this idea was going to work or not. But I promise next year we're going to have if God gives me the strength, we're going to do a 5th annual, and we'll have a new one for next year. So.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome.
We're glad that so many people, that as y'all made the phone calls and said, "Do you want to have?" We're tickled that everybody said yes on this.
It really is, and one reason is, like y'all already mentioned, we all deal with it.
Yes.
It affects all of us.
Yeah.
And when you've gone through it, one of the worst things is that feeling of helplessness. I already told you, one of the reasons I'm doing this is out of guilt of not being able to do anything. Well, we're doing something. We're punching back. Are we just raising money? Yeah, we're just raising money. And that money makes things happen, and it greases that. So, and right now, like I said, money raised right now to get this legislation done saves lives. So if we can, it's fun. We want you to have fun. We want you to enjoy a great dinner. We want you to enjoy wonderful musicians. We also want to raise some money. So come on out, enjoy the night, and let's punch the devil in the face.
Yeah. That is something that we all deal with in one shape, form, family, friends, somebody we know is having to deal with this type of disease.
And the money that is raised, where does that go? What does this do?
It goes to the Alzheimer's Association. The Alzheimer's Association is obviously the largest nonprofit in the world that deals with fighting Alzheimer's and dementia. It sponsors I think there's currently 5,000 different research studies taking place in over 50 countries in the world that the Alzheimer's Association is funding and taking part in providing for that. Obviously also there's the support and care side, which is also very important, a 24-hour hotline that they man all the time so that people can call in with questions or concerns. Obviously, there's information about how to deal with Alzheimer's, how to get in touch with elder care attorneys, which, by the way, we have Angela Davis Morris coming from Hattiesburg. She's an attorney that specializes just in elder care. So if you have a loved one that you've had to go through this with, you know that legal aspect is just an extra huge hurdle to have to get over, and navigating that is difficult. We have attorneys in Meridian that can help you with that, but it's a very specialized form of law. So having somebody that knows all the ins and outs, intricacies of that, to help smooth that legal process, because it's enough hell dealing with just the physical process, the mental and emotional. So she's going to be there talking about what she can do as an elder care attorney, what information and steps you need. So all of that's going to be able, and Alzheimer's Association funds all of that, the research, the care, the support, and getting out there. But right now, we're focused on putting ourselves out of business. We're focusing on getting that biomarkers and the science developed and going there. We're focused on getting the legislation done so that every man, woman, and child that has any family history over 40 is getting that biomarker test. It's a blood test. It's like getting your blood sugar or cholesterol done. There's no reason not to.
Yes.
So we're at the point, it's proven we've got the science. Why the delay? So
and we know our congressman's dealt with this in one shape. It's got to have touched at least 3/4 of them. So they have a personal experience with it.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, Obie. I failed to mention that Jill's Law was passed last year already in the state of Mississippi. We're actually ahead in something for once.
Hey.
Jill's Law was passed last year, House bill that makes it mandatory for healthcare providers, insurance companies in the state of Mississippi to cover that biomarker test. So it will be covered by most insurers in the state. So
put you on the spot again. 800 number. Do you know that right off?
I don't. It should be on the.
Hey, there we go. The 800 number. Yeah, 800-272-3900.
That gets you in touch with the Alzheimer's Association.
Yes.
Yep.
What?
And I'm
Writing
fine.
sure is small up there.
Oh, you need to borrow my spectacles.
That's what it would take for me. Now, I read it way back there.
You just need longer arms.
That's what it is. And we've all been to those places with a menu where you're trying to hold it out. I've even resorted to taking pictures of menus to where I can read them.
I do that with instructions on the back of stuff I've got to put in the oven.
Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, even with my spectacles, it doesn't work. We got information. Johnny Bradley's been working overtime, and Mississippi Code, established in 2024, 172519 is the code number in Mississippi, which makes automatic tickets illegal.
And I've read this, but there's something going on here, and I'm trying to get clarification on that as you say that. With this system that the city of Meridian has, it has a police officer standing there doing something. Is that the loophole that they're getting around this? Now, he's not actually writing your ticket, but he's standing by a car or in a car, and he's taking hitting a button to make it do this. Is this the loophole that's done this? Now, and again, I think tickets are over. Aren't tickets over $200 nowadays? 210, 212, something like that.
I don't know.
And I haven't spoken to judges as to how they feel about this yet. But this is for our little community is a serious thing. You take, and let me just say this: you take a family that of 4. You got 2 parents that are barely getting by, and then they go to town 2 or 3 times a day, and they get 4 tickets in a week. How are they going to pay for that? They can't.
It's not going to be long. We're going to be like they've got way up north. I don't know if you had to deal with this when you were up there, but they got that little van that drives up and down the road, and it reads everybody's tags, and next thing you know, 2 people jump out, got a boot, throw a boot on your car and tie it down and say, okay, your car is being held hostage.
Well, and you know, if a particular area has a lot of this, people just quit going there.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that ugly, and you go around, make sure you don't go anywhere near it where there's issues like this. We all need policing, but we want police officers. Plain and simple. That's the way I best know that.
I got it.
The event is tomorrow night. Dumont Plaza is when that's going to be taking place. We'll be right back with birthdays and a whole lot more.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Everything starts with a great grill, cookware, and accessories. Add in locally sourced meat and dairy, frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, and daybeds and have fun with our cornhole boards. From animal print coolers to authentic Louis Vuitton purses, we have what you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Welcome to Parker's Wholesale, located on I-59 South at Exit 80. Easy to find. Huge building. They're loaded up with toys, all your seasonal items. It's clean, it's neat, it's easy to shop. They got gloves. They got bolts of material for the people that want to redo stuff. They got plumbing, electrical, hunting items, fishing items, everything for all your needs. Go by and see them, Parker's Wholesale.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Whoa. Welcome back. Hey, tell you something. Friday afternoon, You ever just stood one place for about 30, 40 minutes, had more fun than you knew you were going to have? We were downtown Friday afternoon, standing and talking. And Odie, I bet I spoke to 100 plus people.
Right there on the corner.
Right on the corner. And it was so much fun. I bumped into people I hadn't seen in forever. We waved, talked, told stories, and it was fun. And that's why I put that standing on a corner in Meridian, Mississippi.
Look at that.
And I absolutely had a ball. I can't thank you enough for everybody that stopped and talked with us. It was a hoot. Let's say, let's recognize one of our unsung heroes there, Otis. McQueen.
Man, you talk about somebody who is always working, and that's him.
He helps everybody in town. If you don't know this is McQueen. A good guy there. He works for the Meridian Police Department. He works at Downtown Detail. A great guy, also a volunteer. Is he with Meehan or is he
He's with Meehan?
Meehan. Mm-hmm. So you'll see him on the side of the road in a Camaro. Always coming to the rescue there. We think the world of him. Good guy.
Teresa, you can order them there under the purple tent. And I'm going to try and get a number that you can call if you're not going to be there, that you can order a luminary. So we need to find that. The 800 number is going to take you to the Alzheimer's National, so that's not going to help with that. But Don Donnelly is who we need to talk to. So I'll give you just a second to write a phone number down. So get your pen and paper ready, and then after we talk about this next little deal, I'll give you a number that you can call and order or text or something.
I went down. Larry Gill, the mayor of Meridian, a.k.a. manager of the Meridian Blues, they have teamed up, and we want to say congratulations on this. Meridian Mutual has stepped up, and they're going to be one of the main sponsors of the baseball team this year. Big announcement of that. Tickets are getting ready to go on sale. There's going to be a lot of home games that are coming up. Again, the first year, all the games will take place out at the new MCC Sports Complex there.
That's right.
By McDonald's on Highway 19 at the intersection of College Park. We're looking forward to a big year, and met with them on Friday afternoon. Learned a lot about this. It's going to be positive. They're getting ready. And if you like baseball, this is the thing for you.
I mean, that old Justin's going to step up. This is something good, and if we all get together and we all support this, we can all make this something big for our area. And we've got to support this and make sure that we keep this here. Huge for our area. Justin, all of them down at Meridian Mutual, they supported the Lima Dive team. Thank them for that, supporting this. I think it's great. We go down there and see a little bit of good baseball and support our local team.
Just got a message that on Confederate Drive near Meridian, this would be after you take that right hand, if you're coming off of Highway 39, take a right.
Yeah.
And you go across, that's going to be Old Country Club East, and you take a right on Confederate toward Meridian. On up a ways, right before you get to the old Fuller's building, Fuller's, where his body shop was?
Almost at the end. Yeah.
Right. A power line or something like that is blocking the road. We've got police cars blocking that off, so you can't make it all the way into Meridian.
So be careful.
Right. So that's happening in Meridian right now. So we'll get more information on this as soon as we can. We do appreciate that. I'll get in touch with the chief and find out what's going on there here in just a few moments there. So try to get you around all this stuff. We had a lot of baseball. Let me get into this. It was some baseball stuff that went on this weekend. We say congratulations to West Lauderdale over Forest. The final score there was 19-16.
Now,
they
that's
will
the
advance.
softball.
Yes.
That's the ladies softball.
Now we get into the Clarkdale baseball. Goes to the second round.
Look at there. Clarkdale
And then
moving up.
West Lauderdale. That's where I thought I was a second ago. They advance. And then we also have Southeast advancing. They won 16-4 after 5 innings.
Man, that is awesome.
So it was a big weekend of sports for the area. Congratulations to everybody. I know you're tickled. And off to the races you go. And here we go. We got a picture of this up now. Confederate Drive. And as you could see right there in the curve as you're coming into Meridian there. So be careful. As we know more about this, we'll let you know. We're trying to track down some info.
Try to get a little bit.
So there we are.
Hopefully that won't take them that long. And all right, y'all ready? You got your phone number, pen, taker, downer? So here we go. For the luminaries, 601-282-0083. Again, 601-282-0083. So maybe text instead of call. That's a busy man.
Oh, it is.
He can take care of you, make sure that you can get a luminary. So good deal.
And again, Dan's been working on all of this stuff. We're so proud that this is working for everybody.
Oh, this is great.
He had an idea and he went to work with it, and it's working for him there.
Yep.
So all right, as we do that, we need some birthday, Odie.
We've got a few of them. We got James Jones had a birthday Saturday. Dusty Wellman had a birthday Sunday. And old Rooster Harden got a birthday today, along with Reese Mott and Arnold Enzor. And Jay and CC Hollis are celebrating 35 years of wedding bliss. You know, he stays on the airplane more than he does anything else.
I thought you were going to finish it with "Still got life to go."
Still got life to go. He's a pilot, and he stays way over there for a long period of time. I don't know if that's by design or not, Jay. Oh, man. Happy birthday. Known both of them forever. Love both of them. Dear friends. Great people. So, JCC, happy anniversary, y'all.
I want to bring this up as we look at tomorrow. We want to remind you not to burn tomorrow. It's increasing fire danger for tomorrow. The entire East Mississippi side is under a level 1. You get into that Mississippi Delta area, we're at a level 2 for tomorrow. But don't burn. Hold off on doing this. We got some rain coming toward the end of the week. We'll make conditions a whole lot better. So just hold off. We're not under a burn ban. It's tough when we go under them, but tomorrow just not the day to burn. So hold off on that.
Patrick Cranford's got a birthday.
Wow.
Now, so there's not a cure, and we don't have a cure yet, but this is something that starts now, so they can go in and look at your blood and say, you have the materials in your blood that are most likely to give you Alzheimer's in the future and up to 20 years in advance. So they can give you medicine now, and you can change your diet or add some vitamins to help you where you don't get this disease. But there's not a cure, and that's still not a cure. It's just keeping it from happening. So right now, I don't think there's anybody out there that can say, hey, I've been cured. We're working on it. They're working on it. But right now, this is something to prevent people from getting the disease in the future and trying to find a cure for those who are suffering with it now. So that's what this is about. And no, I'm sure all those questions, they're going to be talking about that tomorrow night. So that's another reason to go down and get you a little something in your belly, listen to some music, and then go get all the information right after that.
All right, get our Bible verse together.
Oh, I need to do that.
And I want to remind you, I just got noticed that Highway 80 West out by the Meridian Stockyards is now open. They've got that cleared. As we mentioned early on in the broadcast, that there was an accident there, Sand Hill Road right there beside it.
Yeah.
All that's been cleared. The road is open back up, so off you go.
Joseph Holtz got a birthday. Happy birthday, Christy Hearn Timms, Amy Robert Horseman.
That's a long name.
Yeah. I
Big
hope
long
I didn't
name.
miss any more.
Big name to live up to.
All right, let's see. Matthew 16:24. Then Jesus said to his disciples, whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. We can't just go by what we think is feel good, what we think is the best. We've got a rule book, we've got directions, and we need to understand what Jesus is telling us to do and how to live and take up that cross, live for him, live with him, and allow him to live through us. And that's how we follow him, and that's how we make it to the kingdom of God, strictly through Jesus Christ himself. Y'all have a wonderful day. We love y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Be safe as you're out and about.